the real legend behind the hat is that George Stormy Kromer, so named because of his temper, was a semi-pro baseball player and also a railroad engineer. His real love was baseball, but when he wanted to marry his wife Ida's dad said get a real job first. So he joined the railroad, and he lost just one too many hats off the railroad, sticking his head out of the train. And he came home one night and he had a baseball hat, a wool baseball hat, and he asked Ida to sew the ear band on to help keep his ears warm and also to keep the hat from blowing off. And so she sewed this handy dandy wool ear band onto his wool baseball cap with the traditional baseball type brim, and the Stormy Kromer was born.
So the hat was invented in 1903. Stormy Kromer wore it in the railroad yard the next day, and a whole bunch of people wanted more hats, so he came back to Ida, and Ida made more hats. If you took the next 20 or 30 years of this hat growing, it became the hat and the symbol of the railroad people of the Midwest, to the point where at the top of the hat, 6 panels of hat come together and into 6 points. The railroad people called themselves 6 pointers. And it was really interesting to hear these old railroad guys say that when they got dropped off in a strange town and they had to spend a night, they would go to bars and restaurants and poke their head in and say, are there any 6 pointers in here? And if there were, then they'd have the camaraderie of fellow railroad folks. And so this became the hat called the 6 pointer at one time as well.